Good night to your favorite TV show. My name is Fede and this is Fede tonight. Today we'll be talking about one of the most controversial and difficult topics in modern society, sexuality. Please welcome my partner Sebastián Olvera.
Thanks, Fede. As we know, nowadays teenagers are not yet informed about all the concepts and relations that comprise this context. Nonetheless, it is essential that they consider some aspect at the moment of reacting and confronting situations that have to see with this theme.
That's why tonight we have video interview with two specialists who will share us some information about this debate topic. So let's welcome them with a big applause, please.
Thank you very much to both. Eventually, there are a lot of points to analyze. And as you say, Fede, many issues have to be considered in this theme to get into a conclusion that could help every person involved in problems related to this topic. First of all, the thing we have to talk about is what is sexuality. What do I mean with this is that some people get confused between sexuality and sex, so it is important to make the difference. As you can notice, there are concepts very different but that has some relations. That's why it is important to talk about them very careful. Something that has to alarm societies is that teenagers around 15 and 16 years old have already had their first sexual intercourse.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, sexuality are feelings and attractions we feel towards other people, not about who we have sex with. There are different types of sexuality, and it can take time to figure out what fits right with you. If someone is giving you a hard time about your sexuality, find out what to do and what you can talk to. By the other side, sex refers to a person's biological status and is typically categorized as male, female, or intersex. There are a number of indicators of biological sex, including sex chromosomes and internal reproductive organs. Sexual orientation is used to describe what gender someone is sexually attracted to. Sexual orientation is different from gender and gender identity, who you feel about and you express your gender. There are three types of sexual orientation. The first one is heterosexual. People who are attracted to members of other gender often call themselves as straights. Then it goes homosexual. People who are attracted to people of the same gender and often called by the society as gay. The last one is bisexual and are people who are attracted to both men and women.
This tells us the lack of communication between kids and parents. Statistics are obviously alarming, but if we want this problem to decrease in a gradual way, the family atmosphere has to be practiced in a confident shape. It is said that due to the problems related to this topic that teenagers have with their relatives, they can make wrong decisions about their sexuality. The most common one is having, as I mentioned, intercourse without any kind of contraceptive method, having as a consequence bad results in different areas. For example, the fact of contracting some diseases. The most popular, as you can know, is AIDS, which it is important to say can be the first reason of death in young people. Talking now from another overview, teenagers have to identify their ideas and likes from which person to be with. We call this concept sexual orientation, which my partner will explain. Another controversial concept that we have to explain is gender, because many people doesn't understand it very easily. Gender refers to the attitudes, feelings, and behaviors that a given culture associates with a person's biological sex. Behavior that is compatible with cultural expectations is referred to as gender normative. Behaviors that are viewed as incompatible with these expectations constitute gender not conformity. Specifically, there are three dimensions. These are emotional, intellectual, and instinctive. Each of them have certain characteristics that can help us in different ways. For example, emotional is related to love. The intellectual part is related to how do you decide to act. This means the will of your person. And instinctive is more a natural aspect. This means we have to beware the human species.
And what recommendations could you share us to have more conscious about our human sexuality?
I consider there is a very important aspect, and this is being assertive. What is this? Is saying what you want in a clearly way, not in a passive form, but neither in a dominant one. Last but not least, it is important to highlight that Mexico is a country where this concept is not well known, comparing it to the Scandinavian nations where all we have been talking about is very essential for life. Thank you, have a good night.
Thanks Diego and Sebastián for being with us and share these important aspects that Mexicans should be aware of before they start sexual life. Thanks you a lot and hope to see you next time. Take care. Thanks again and see you in the next one. This was Fede tonight. If you like this video, comment and follow me on my Twitter. And don't forget to share this video.